We have on the line here a man who is, everybody know him now by now. I mean, he's known as Dr. Leahcim Semaj, psychologist. We want to talk to Leahcim Semaj in relationship to, well, now that this thing had just come up a while ago, we even want to touch upon it, but we want to touch upon it first. Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Muta,
Yes, sir.
you must be a people know it's a long time we know one of the of us.
Yeah, long time. Before me do all this, before me I do all what me I do that, so.
From used to be a barefoot poet.
Yeah.
What about No, from I think the first place we meet a Sister P house.
You have Miguel with a poet.
Narbrook. Is it that Narbrook? No, Sister P?
A P.
Not Pettinard, Maureen Rowe.
Yeah.
That the original Sister P. Yeah, man. Yeah, we give thanks for us.
And you used to a poetry group too with Miguel.
Yeah, man. And we used to have a band to Not Guilty. No, a long time we're going with things.
All right. I don't know if you know about this thing that happened yesterday with this woman where threatened to jump on herself in a pan the bus terminal in Alpha Tree.
Yeah, I was listening to the program and I made a note to myself that I wanted to comment on that.
Yeah, I'd like to comment on it.
And also I want to comment on something that you talked about, domestic violence in the pandemic. And I want to add something else to it. You know, this thing called defund the police. A lot of people don't understand what they're saying, you know.
Like America, we don't say defund the police.
What defund the police is about, you know, is that all the things we're putting on police to do is not police work.
As that me I say too.
And you mentioned a while ago, a lot of the things police, they're not trained for these kind of things.
Oh, definitely.
And on top of that, no, so that same budget, especially in the US, that same budget that police department have for those things, create a separate entity that will deal with those people issues. And let me tell you something about, you mentioned something about the police and, you know, and problems of crime and corruption. Many years ago, I was doing some training at the police academy for some senior officers. And we were examining the whole issue about charges against police. Charges against police. Let's analyze it. So I had the senior officers go through all the records over the previous, say, 20 years. Look at charges against police. What time of day it happened? Who were the people making the charges? What was the context? I know what came out, Muta.
Yeah.
The bulk of the people, first of all, most of the charges against police happened when young police officers were on the road unsupervised. No, that's supposed to happen, you know. A young police officer go out, you're supposed to have a sergeant with them and all of that, right? Unsupervised. And the bulk of the charges came from people, listen now, who went to the same secondary school as the policeman. No, reason that no, Muta. Me and you used to go secondary school.
Yeah. You got police a beat on.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And me book you now.
Yeah.
You know, for when we want to catch you, boss.
Yeah,
and
and
then me a police now. And you can't talk back to me now. The bulk of the issues were issues between somebody who went to the same secondary school as the policeman.
So these higher policemen, them know have this study, them know have it.
But it's them that they study. I just directed them what to do to collect the data.
Yeah.
You see, and another thing with the police, you know, they get excellent training at the training school. But when these bright policemen now go back to the station with all them bright ideas, where sergeants say, boss, and me run yes, sir.
Yeah, it's
go back
into reality.
Go back to training school, them foolishness there, and me run yes, sir. Right? Yeah. So that many of the young, bright policemen, and then the other part of that same mix now, if you know how much youth who their country I get trouble, and Parson and JP sign recommendation for him go turn police.
I just say that all the while, you know. Why you go turn police or thief?
No, but literally the Parson knows that the boy get trouble in the community, you know, but figure that if you sign him go join police, that may straighten him out. But what it does many times is the opposite. The same traits him had when he must get trouble in the country.
Yeah.
Him now go join police.
I have trouble now with the uniform.
Him have the license now for official. Right? So when we talk about, so that's the backdrop, and then we talk about defund. A lot of things that police are being called upon to do, especially in Jamaica, they have no training, none whatsoever to handle it, and many times they end up making the situation worse.
Yes.
So that's why when we talk about defunding, so yes, we need more police in our society, but we need a lot of help. There was an incredible series of articles yesterday on LinkedIn put out by the American Psychology Association that says that the professional that's in greatest need where the world is going now are psychologists. You need psychologists because the amount of people coming out of the last 2 years, the mental health pandemic that we're now moving into, based on the 2 years of stress that people were going through.
Yes.
And I talked about this, I wrote about it till I tired. Domestic violence.
Has increased domestic abuse.
But here you go now, Muta now. Man and woman in the house. Problems, tension develop, right? Usually the man come home till late. He make a little stop. He beat 2 juice and by the time
come home now.
But he must go home now. And him can't just hang outside and cool off.
No, he must go inside and eat nigga.
And then now, so remember that, you know, female and male deal with tension and conflict differently. The female deal with it emotionally and verbally. She will trace you. She will fling the food give you. Right? But the man deal with it physically or with weapon.
Yeah.
So that now what started a nagging and a talking, then there's a box down and a push down and then
chop up.
Yeah, because in lower income community, you know, the corner bar or the street side is poor people country club.
Yes.
Yeah, me and you can go country club go sit down and right? Right? So the tension, and anyway, Marga, it popped. And now think of all the women who over the last 5 years were planning to leave. Planning to leave because we can't take it no more. Planning to leave. And the last 2 years, them stuck.
Yes.
Them can't leave because we are good now. Because you can't, what you're trying to do, your plan not going to work out again. So that the pressure that come down on the household, and the women are the one that's bearing the bulk of this pressure. One, even with the homeschooling, is that the man that help to pick them with the schoolwork, you know? Is the woman do her work, plus her housework, plus she's now the official teacher. So the amount of extra pressure that come down on her, and you know, anyway, Marga, it popped.
Yeah.
So
all them do is sit down in the house and watch TV and get the food.
And they say, pass me a beer, right? You know?
Yeah, watch football.
Yeah. Now, the other issue you mentioned about the suicide attempt,
The lady.
I think I need to clarify something for you. Suicide is largely a cry for help.
Yes.
Right? But you know, more women attempt suicide, but more men are successful.
Why is that?
Because what the man usually do, they put a gun to him head or a rope around him neck. So there's no margin of error. Yeah. Women, more commonly, pills, slit your wrist, drink something, but usually many times you call all your friends them before you do it.
Yeah.
So there's usually a long lag time between the act and your actual death. So there's a good chance that somebody will see you. So what you were debating about, that woman doing that thing in a public place, yes, because it's help she want.
Yes.
So maybe she don't know consciously, you know. That's why she's doing it there, so because she wants somebody to stop her. If you ask her, she said no, she want dead. But by doing it in a public place, you stand the chance of getting the help you're really asking for, but do not even know you're asking for it.
Right, traumatic.
No, and you see, a lot of that is going on now, and it is happening in a very low-key way, because, I mean, it's not something that many people are trained to understand. You hear people talking about it, and once you hear somebody start talking about, boy, it don't make sense to live, you know. You know, makes me can't go on like this no more, you know.
Yeah,
and it drag on and drag on and drag on and drag on. But
a whole lot of people have said that now.
Lot of pressure people under, and they can't see no way out.
I can ask you something now. What is necessary now in light of what is happening in the society because of the COVID? All of these domestic violence, child abuse, rape, where nobody know. You can't know unless the person really go tell somebody. Because what if it can happen? That's why Mr. Anderson can say all other crimes gone down except murder. We know say certain things gone up, but it's not. People don't go to go tell people, go tell the police. What can be done right now? Because I say the police now, it's not going to work. The police thing not going to work. What do you think?
No, because those issues there. No, there's one element that police, the gang warfare. The estimate is about 80% of the murders in Jamaica are gang related, yeah. and the reprisal. And if you notice that you're having some gang style killing in some country place, what oftentimes is that when a place get hot and certain gangster type got down a country now, and they're gonna try to take over that, you know, other people who in the community now resist. And then now another kind of warfare start off now, because you come, you know, whatever my little business that go on, you try to push me out.
Push it out, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
So a lot of that is going on. And then you have other collateral damage. People in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, so don't have to pay domino and one man them want shot and everybody get shot.
Exactly. And especially look for a man, you can't catch Kwaku.
You catch him short.
You catch him short. And especially another element, if you hear this thing in Jamaica, man, this businessman that was killed, this businessman, you don't know what kind of business that man was in, you know. You don't know. See? Because if I have known of situation where a man...
It come up to where you say,
yeah,
what a businessman get shot now over here. I say, well, I didn't kill the businessman.
Yeah. No, you don't know. That businessman made a deal with somebody to do something for him and da.
Never do it.
The man come 3 times, the man come look for him to get him money. 4 times the man, and the man carry you wide, and the man carry you wide, and the next time the man come, or the man just send somebody, because, you know, that is quite cheap now, you know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we have to look into that element of it too. You know, whereby...
You can see it, right? You can see it, maybe through the psychologist, but even my little area can say, all right, we need more than the police. We need some intervention to the police, not only to the people them who is traumatized in the community, but the police was need some intervention, and I don't think intervention that is necessary is being done.
But guess what? Our problem in Jamaica is that we politicized everything.
Yes.
And the political directorate want to own everything.
Yes.
So that you have to own all the problem to them. Yes. So that they would never, in terms of where our discussion started about the domestic violence, which is the byproduct of the lockdown and so on. People like me I've been talking about this for 2 years. No. And I've been talking about intervention options. All right. It's the same way how we can use media. Media is a powerful tool. Look, do you know, Muta, that emotions are more contagious than any virus? Emotions. So, for example, you say something that excites people, that make them feel good. You realize the ripple that go to the society?
Yeah.
You do something on air that frighten people, that make them feel despondent and hopeless.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of ripple go right through the society. So the same way, we need to use media both direct and indirectly one of the options, why not have let's think about the domestic violence thing now, right? We know we have domestic, suppose in theory we have domestic violence hotline you can call, but there are a lot of people who don't reach the threshold yet of the chop up and the dead, but you see the symptoms coming. What if we had just like a Zoom call, just kind of where people can, you can have a discussion online to talk about these issues and how to deal with it. Everybody we know it's on. The psychologist is on. The radio is on because it's on from X time to X time. This is the Zoom ID number. This is the access code. You do it from your smartphone. You don't turn on your camera. Nobody have to look and see you. You can talk about you can hear what other people are doing and so on. That's the kind of intervention. People have smartphones. People have phones that they can call in. Yes. Most people have some kind of a smartphone. Those who don't have a smartphone, again, you just call in and you can talk. This is a low-tech approach where you can literally have national counseling session.
Yes.
I have one that I call constructive disengagement, but this is based on a party model. Just imagine you go to a party and it's a structured party. The first tune I draw is members only. You know them big tune there?
Yeah, I mean, members of a private party.
You just bring your broken heart. We invite all people who get in bond, all people who in a destructive relationship and so on and things. And then for the first hour of the party, boss, you play all the music where man talk about how the problem is. When you draw Marley, My Woman Is Gone. Sizzler, Dry Cry. Wayne Wonder, Wish Tune.
In other words, you have a theme. The music.
Yes, the theme is the theme is conflict. The theme is broken heart. The theme is problem relationship.
Last week we do a theme like that with farming and planting.
Exactly.
And farming, food tune.
And then now, the second hour now, we switch to solutions.
Yes.
Gloria Gaynor, I Will Survive.
I will survive.
Eh?
Yes.
You start draw to show people that in the music, so that construct people, walk people through the emotions, because after time people feel that it's them one going through the darkness, But when you listen to, you say, but hold on, when Marley sings, say, My Woman Is Gone. So hold on, woman left Marley. When Sizzler said Dry Cry. Dry Cry.
That cry, but the tears now come.
Yeah. I started paying hard. So I'm saying that we could use a radio version. We could use a Zoom version. I don't so much want the TV version because people want a certain amount of anonymity. Or if we're in a party, but we can't do the party one now because of the social distancing and so on.
That is what you think. That is what you think. We can't deal with it now. At least your party are going to Kingston. We are talking about
not just Kingston, boss. Not just Kingston. Around because but that's
Kingston. I'm see it,
But that's part of the pressure, The thing about is people. There's a saying in Jamaica, that the two of them, the things that help people with their stress and their mental health, reggae and red stripe, When a man pan a corner and just a beat of juice and so on and thing, the other people who are critical to the mental health industry, bartender, nail technician, hairdresser, you know how much problem people unload upon them?
Yeah.
Right?
But so I want to go back to this thing with the media. I think it can be done without that elaborate thing of social media and iPhone, The people on the radio itself must be in the companies that control the radio station. Can not force them, but advise them. Say, give them where we're in and now. Maybe you can do a team thing.
Hold on. Mutabaruka, here and now. Without any contradiction, I don't feel there's any radio station in Jamaica today that is committed to national development. Stations are committed to making money. Now, let me give you an example of what national development does. Everybody in Jamaica know all the old festival songs, don't? We know last year's festival song. Why? Because it was presented on all the media and it was a national event, right? With that. But for the last 20 years, since we had there's a station called JBC that had a mandate, national development, and JBC was mandated to play the festival songs every day.
Jamaica Broadcasting Corporation.
Exactly. Now, since there's no JBC, there's no station that play the festival song unless somebody pay them and somebody buy the airtime. So we don't know the festivals. Nobody can tell me who won year before last and year before and year before. Nobody don't know. So what you said a while ago is absolutely correct. A radio station could devote 2 hours every afternoon. All right, make it in the night then. Huh? We're dealing with problems. Hello, and I'm talking. When I had a show called Night Doctor, that was the premise of Night Doctor show, you know.
Yeah.
To use talk and music to heal people.
Yes.
So it can be done.
As I said, last week we did it with we go through all of the food that we have. We are talking about planting and food. And we create an argument around that and then play the music. It can
Absolutely.
Be done. It can be done.
Work hard, Mr. Farmer.
And the maturity might be not there for these youth, you know, when they're on radio, where don't recognize how important them voice is.
You see, a lot of them, I remember some years ago, I was a judge at a mojito contest in Iberia Star Hotel. And it was being held in the disco. And in between the various events, now the DJ will be playing all kind of, man was playing house music and hip-hop music. And Mr. Boss, mojito is a drink that came from Cuba. So why don't you play the music that complement what you're talking about? You have the Mango Santa Maria, you know, Celia Cruz.
And I don't know who
the man looked at me. That was, Boss, that was iPad days. I said, you mind if me play? The man said, all right. Me go to my room, I come back with my iPad. I'm a plug in at the set. The judges, some judges from Puerto Rico and from America, the thing turned into a party.
Celia Cruz.
When we draw the Celia Cruz and the Mango Santa Maria, because the music should complement the event. Them know how to mix rhythm to rhythm to rhythm.
Totally agree. You can't just have a one thing go on, no matter what is the occasion.
Absolutely. Yeah. So. And by the way, I think we can probably count on one hand people who on the radio playing music who have that kind of pedigree.
Yes.
Me and you are playing music from the 80s. Well, no, Judgment and black music.
Yes, black music, yeah.
So we know that. I would say Big A know the music. That him could find the tune for the theme music day after day after day.
I think the team thing is a good thing.
And you use the theme to explore, and in between the music, you know, you have reasoning. Somebody who can help them reason it out now. Just like how you do your program, you have the reasoning, and you play like a tape in between, and then the music. That's what we need to do to heal the nation now, Mutabaruka.
I agree.
The radio station is there.
The politician hear what you say. Because that is a reality, and the people them who control radio station to listen. As a psychologist, it's very important that them understand what you say. You know, see, it's very important how the music and the talking must connect, synchronize itself
for healing. Because look at this.
Jamaica, I hope we recommend it. Yeah.
The artists the artists call themselves cultural artists. Don't they tell us? We're trying to teach the people something. Why don't the artists who are talking about chat out man head cup and irresponsible sex, why don't they admit we are trying to teach the people them something? And it's this way I teach the people them. You cannot call it just entertainment.
No, my boy, that have nothing to do with him not influence somebody. Yet him get influence to do DJ. And he must say him not influence somebody. and somebody influenced him to start the DJ.
Years ago, I heard Tony Roll say a thing that you hear a fool song I play. Fool. The content is reprehensible, but you hear the song so often, you find yourself start sing it.
You start to like it.
You start sing along with it.
Yeah, man, that's true, man.
So it can be done.
Against woman and have derogatory talk about woman. The same woman them who talk against, and the same woman them start to dance and wind up and back out and all them something there.
Them like the beat, them like the rhythm. But you see what has happened, remember I tell you that, emotions are more contagious than any virus. So then when you load a destructive message with an emotionally exciting rhythm, you know what you're doing? You're programming the person to accept it. You're diffusing their responsibilities, you're diffusing their defenses, and they find themselves just singing along with it.
Yes.
So that, especially a program, radio could be used in a low-cost method for helping people deal with the stresses. Because you know what? It is information people lack, Boy, how am I going to get through the day? What am I going to do? And you can iron sharp iron. Everything you think you have problem, when you hear somebody else's problem, you say, right, me have 99 problem, and that is not one of them.
Every man thinks his burden is heavy.
Is the heaviest, exactly.
Yeah.
So that with you listen to our radio shows and the dances and I find it amazing that you believe that all is well. It doesn't sound like to me. You remember the band who was playing on the Titanic while the Titanic was sinking?
I think.
The band job was to keep the people amused and relaxed while the ship's sinking.
No water not coming, yes.
Yeah. The ship's sinking. And our 39 radio stations to a large extent are providing entertainment while the ship sinks.
Jamaica, what?
It's at least, but some of them are regional, some of them are community based and so on. But it's at least that we have bars. Most of them listenership is under 1%, of course, but they're there.
Yeah.
They're on the air.
And percent listen, yeah. Anyway, brethren, give thanks for the insight. But I think you're raising the questions, but I'm glad that I'm able to answer some of them. So defund the police is sound away, but what the people are saying is that you're putting too much work on police who are not trained, don't have the skills or the resources to deal with these things. Yes.
So them come in and fire them gun and no. You're there to diffuse.
You see the police find the thing where I tell your brother say must go lollipop his mother. You see that one? Yes. Say why they might shoot him. They think him free to shoot him on the camera. Must go lollipop his mother.
So that's the kind of thing we're talking about. But we can use. The most cost-effective mechanism we have is there because people have receivers in their homes and in their hands.
Of course.
We can do it, and we have the music, because the breadth of music we have. We can program a show every day around one theme we're trying to heal the station of.
I agree. I totally agree. Anyway, give thanks, brethren. Give thanks.
One love.
Leahcim, Semaj.